So they're saying that the Odyssey is the first movie that if you pay less money, if you broke, you get less movie, because in IMAX you get to see the full IMAX footage.
Sinners did something similar with Ryan Coogler, thinking about different formats, different aspect ratios, how it informs the character's state of mind.
That's directing right there.
For a Jordan Peele's last movie. But this is, I guess, the first movie shot entirely on IMAX, which I didn't know before. Is it
seriously this big?
It was. I should find. I'll send you the picture. It was crazy.
So
I think they're just trying to. It's just good marketing. I think the film. I was going to say the film industry is dying, but not as many people are going to theaters.
Yes.
We haven't had a full rebound from the pandemic.
Tom Holland says the Odyssey is his last chance to play a boy. Bro, you gonna look like a boy for a while, dude. If the beard ain't in yet, if the beard ain't in yet at 29. Welcome back to VTV. I'm your host, William Haynes.
I'm Ricky Macchiato.
And it's a beautiful day in Venice.
It's warm out here.
The Odyssey just came out, and he's putting black people in his movies where black people aren't supposed to even be black yet. They hadn't discovered black people yet.
Well, we are the original people, actually. We, the cradle of civilization.
Civilization started in Africa.
Africa.
But the storytelling part, and that's also when they say that Christopher Columbus discovered America, which it was here already.
He stumbled across it.
It was an entire landmass.
He was looking for India.
I just think that distinction is never spoken about in school at some point. What's the difference? But anyway, the Odyssey is a huge deal because Christopher Nolan is one of the most badass directors of all time. I've been saying this for years. He's our Kubrick. Because I could have got in trouble for saying a lot of other stuff. But I'm going to say that he's our Stanley Kubrick.
I wouldn't say that, but he's a great director. He's a great director.
Stanley Kubrick is my favorite director.
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick.
He's the greatest of all time. And I think that Christopher Nolan is inspired by Stanley Kubrick, but he's making versions of what Stanley Kubrick could do that normal people can understand.
Yes. No, yes, it's more mainstream. It's more palatable.
He would agree with me.
That's
if
why he's so
said
successful.
That to him, he'd be like, "You right."
No, I think that's why he's so successful. His stuff is a little more palatable to the mainstream.
People act like Inception is so hard to understand.
Kubrick
What are you missing? No. You mustn't be afraid to dream bigger, darling.
I'm more of an Interstellar fan myself.
Yeah, I had skipped Interstellar until like a year or two ago. I saw it in IMAX at the Chinese theater, which you're saying they wheeled out one of the IMAX cameras?
Yeah, I just saw a clip like yesterday. It was a projector. It was like a giant, brand new, wrapped in cellophane.
How is he not Kubrick? Tell me how he's not Kubrick.
IMAX produced.
This is Kubrick maxing.
You know what's a little more Kubrickian from Christopher Nolan, which a lot of film people, and myself included, think is still his best film?
Which?
I don't know if you've ever seen Memento.
Okay, yeah, man, Memento. So pretty much
his first film.
Memento is this guy, he keeps forgetting what happened to him today.
He's got to write stuff on this thing.
So I don't know why he needs to tattoo it on himself, but he's
so he remembers.
Every day he wakes up and he doesn't remember, and you have to solve this memory and pretty much watch the movie backwards.
So good.
So
incredible independent film, early Nolan, and probably some of his most inventive work. Everything else has become.
What was the movie before that one that was in black and white?
The Machinist? No, that's
not The Mechanist.
No, that's something else.
So anyway, the Odyssey has come out and they got Tom Holland in it. They got Zendaya in it.
Okay.
They got
a lot of people.
Lupita Nyong'o in it. They got Robert Pattinson in it. They got Anne Hathaway.
Who's pregnant, by
I didn't
the way.
expect myself to really get all that.
You really did.
I'm sure there's other people in it too. Sorry,
Anne Hathaway is really busy and has like a gajillion films going on, but it's because she's pregnant.
Hardest working.
It's because she's pregnant. That's why.
Is she really?
My girlfriend was like, "Oh, do you know why Anne Hathaway's in everything?" She's like, "Look, she's pregnant." I was
no.
Like, oh,
Anne Hathaway is one of the hardest working.
Oh, she is. She's
actors.
Took a little lull for a second there, but
because she listens to the director.
How do you mean? Explain.
She's talked about it, how she studies what the director tells her.
Right.
And I think that her style of acting is good because I like.
You gotta have a lot of faith and trust in that director. You can't just have any director.
So we have to talk about what the movie theaters are doing for this movie.
A lot of trust there.
Check out this. This is the popcorn bucket for the Odyssey.
They had a fake Trojan horse in Venice Beach, like a giant Trojan horse.
Did they?
Yeah, they had a few weeks ago, like for
Is
promotion.
It seriously this big?
It was this. It was just. It was. I should find. I'll send you the picture. It was crazy.
So
I think they're just trying to. It's just good marketing. I think the film. I was going to say the film industry is dying, but but not as many people are going to theaters.
Yes.
We haven't had a full rebound from the pandemic as far as movie going goes. We had a couple of crazy blips. Barbenheimer, we talked about it. The Barbie movie, and
Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah, and we've had a couple of shining moments since the pandemic, but movies by and large, the democratization of content, how it's all getting split off. So not as people are going to see movies.
Pretty much, I wanted us to talk about how. So we pretty much skipped over it just now, but pretty much every movie now comes out with a popcorn bucket, and I think your average moviegoer doesn't. It's like, why are they doing this? But let me explain to you.
It is pretty cool. It is a cool thing to take home.
Theaters need money,
and they need it to be an experience. They need money, and this is how they make money.
This is how you make money,
right?
This is making you are giving more money to the movie by buying this marketing stuff.
It's a good idea.
Going to the movie to see it.
I mean, it's a good idea for the I mean, they got to pull out the stops. They got to do stuff. They got to invest a little more in these tchotchkes. But ultimately, it'll
because first off, the Trojan horse is amazing. This is really cool. And this is the biggest one I've seen. And finally, it doesn't look like a sexual item. This is the first one that this skin though right here.
It is ribbed though.
Why do they keep doing this?
It is ribbed.
Why do they keep making all of them look like
extra friction there? That's all right.
Okay, and I thought this was the one that wasn't. They're like, by the way, you can also slip in your thing to it.
A little extra resistance there.
But so pretty much this piece of plastic probably cost the manufacturer $1.25.
Oh yeah. At scale, for sure.
And you paid $25 for this.
Yeah.
So
for a memory, and I mean that's
a great memory.
That's our great consumerist society.
So they're saying that the Odyssey is the first movie that if you pay less money, if you broke, you get less movie because in IMAX you get to see the full IMAX footage.
Sinners did something similar with Ryan Coogler. They shot it on. I'm going to get this wrong, but they shot it on like multiple formats, or they displayed it on multiple formats. So you could see it where it's a little bit taller. Or no, they filmed it on different formats. That's what it was. They filmed it on different formats. He went into the whole thing about different formats, different aspect ratios, how it informs the character's state of mind at different points. So this was something that was really done a little bit for
that's directing there
for Jordan Peele's last movie. But this is, I guess, the first movie shot entirely on IMAX, which I didn't know before, because
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Christopher Nolan is carrying the torch.
Kubrick.
Well, he's carrying the torch for IMAX.
Stanley Kubrick is the greatest of all time.
And Stanley Kubrick definitely was a proponent of large format, 70 millimeter, 65 millimeter. I could really film nerd out right now.
Yeah, I know you are. You're doing a great job.
But there's more. There's more to being
that ever did it.
There's more to being Kubrickian than just shooting on large formats that are difficult and unwieldy.
Okay, I forgot to say. So for those of you who don't know who Stanley Kubrick is, you know him from 2001: A Space Odyssey. The scene where the monkeys are freaking out at the monolith and they throw the bone up. They know him. He wrote AI that Stanley Kubrick. That Steven Spielberg directed. AI. What is it?
Yeah, AI.
Stanley Kubrick wrote that script, and he's like dying. And then he was like, "You can do it,
right."
And so,
it was one of his sort of end of life, like Eyes Wide Shut and all these things that he did.
He was that good at the end of his life, and that's another time where someone took his crazy concepts and tried to make it something that people could understand on a normal level. So you're right. The thing but I think that Christopher Nolan has the reputation of his movies don't make sense.
They're a little cryptic sometimes. They're still palatable and visually intriguing to your mass media,
but a lot of normies
audience.
Are like,
but there's a lot of there's a lot of the top that your spins at the end, and there's a lot of like metaphors and meaning and a lot of film theory that go, which is really cool and I like it. But
I love what he's doing.
I love what he's doing.
I think that
he's a great director.
Stanley Kubrick is the greatest filmmaker that ever lived.
He ain't no Kubrick.
I think that Christopher Nolan is the closest we're getting right now to carrying his torch of doing the same. Because to me, So Owen took me to see 2001: A Space Odyssey in 2018 at the Chinese
At the theater. It was probably in 70 millimeter. You probably saw it in large format.
My mind has never been blown like that before. So then I saw Interstellar in 2024, and I was like, he just tried to do the same thing.
Okay, I can see that parallel. When you put it that way.
So it was at that moment that I was like, oh, you also like him. So Tom Holland says the Odyssey is his last chance to play a boy. Bro, you gonna look like a boy for a while, dude. If the beard ain't in yet, if the beard ain't in yet at 29,
I mean,
it ain't coming.
I mean, Ferris Bueller.
That's what happened to me, though.
How old was Matthew Broderick when he played Ferris Bueller? I mean, that's just kind of the thing in Hollywood.
Question.
Everybody's a lot older than and everybody can play down.
They keep.
I think he was at least 30.
23. That's not bad. 23 isn't bad.
No, that's not bad.
Tobey Maguire.
That's not bad at all.
Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. He was in his 20s as well.
Yeah.
But I think that they keep miscasting Tom Holland because, the thing is, like, in Uncharted, Nathan Drake was supposed to be a much older, manlier looking man. Mm-hmm. But they went with, a younger version for some reason. And it was
doesn't resonate.
Yeah, unless they were trying to do young Indiana Jones. You remember that movie?
Was that with Shia LaBeouf?
Not even that. I'm not even talking about. That's the son of Indiana Jones.
Oh, okay. I love me some Shia.
There's also young Indiana Jones.
I love Shia's crazy ass. I'm sorry.
Check out the sword, which is also a drink.
That's ridiculous.
This is how you could fill up. In 2019, Nels over at AMC told us that there was just one bucket program. Now there's 20 to 25 a year, including we have Minions over here. I believe this is the IMAX one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how do I look?
Now that's really cool. The IMAX camera popcorn. That's really cool.
That's an IMAX camera popcorn.
Now that's one of the coolest ones because they're really something like that is really leaning into cinema,
Steven Spielberg,
and the technology behind
Stanley
cinema
Kubrick,
and making it an event. So that as a filmmaker and
we love
that
it.
gets people like me excited.
Normies are like, what are you talking about?
I think normies can appreciate it a little bit. It's just
cool thing.
It was normally shot on a small piece of plastic, and now it's this bigger piece of plastic, and it looks cool.
But us as filmmakers were like, they're doing the thing.
Yeah.
They're doing the thing.
And it's really hard to do.
Yeah.
And you even talked about how they had to have mirrors because they had giant blimps over the cameras, and they had mirrors for the actors because the cameras were so cumbersome, and it was a whole team effort to really bring this IMAX cinematic experience.
So the IMAX camera,
world.
Not only is the IMAX theater really big, but also the IMAX camera is really big.
Oh, it's ginormous.
So in order to film his actors couldn't see each other. So Christopher Nolan came up with a camera that has a mirror on it so that the actors, even though they couldn't physically see each other, they were able to look at each other through the mirror.
Right, which sounds like some turn of the century 1920s kind of trickeroony that you would have to do, which is... It kind of does. It kind of harkens back to an older age of cinema because the camera's so big and so unwieldy, but you just get these incredible results. But the infrastructure around the camera, what you have to do with the actors, how you have to do the blocking, what you can do with the sound design, I can really nerd out about this because
I love it, and I love what Christopher Nolan's doing. So
he's turning a page, and he's really trying to push cinema forward. And in this day and age of Netflix and oversaturation and theater numbers just going down in general, I'm all about it. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a positive, and I hope the movie does well. I hope it does well, and I hope people can look past all of the controversies and the racial thing. Honestly, that'll probably make people want to go see it more.
Let's see how much money it made. Well, it just came out today, so we can't even get first day box office.
No publicity is bad publicity. Right?
We can't even get the first day box office, and that's
literally came out right now. It's not even the evening time.
Yeah,
we're still in matinee.
Christopher Nolan is over there
Friday.
sitting in a chair right now, oh my god. You never know. You never know.
I think he's feeling pretty okay about this.
You think so?
There's been a good amount of hype for this. A lot of movies don't get a lot of hype, and it's just oh wow, that movie came out, I had no idea. One movie that had a lot of hype was Supergirl.
Yeah.
I think it flopped. But you've been hearing about Supergirl since last year.